You've been lied to. The most important skill in life, the one that decides whether you succeed or stay stuck, was never taught in school. But one man who built a $150 billion empire from scratch figured it out. Ray Dalio, billionaire, author, founder of the world's largest hedge fund. And his number one rule? It changes everything. Ray started investing at 12, launched Bridgewater from his tiny apartment, and turned it into the largest hedge fund in history, managing up to $150 billion at its peak. His book Principles sold over 5 million copies, hit #1 on the New York Times bestseller list, and has been translated into more than 30 languages. But forget Wall Street for a second. Dalio's greatest contribution? A thinking system that rewired how successful people make decisions. He writes, "The quality of your life will depend on the choices you make, and the quality of those choices depends on the principles you use." Dalio's rule is simple, but radical. The ability to figure things out is more valuable than knowing how to do something. In school, you memorize. In life, you improvise. He calls it first principles thinking. It's not about repeating answers. It's about questioning everything until the truth reveals itself. Dalio asks, are you open-minded? Are you learning from your mistakes? Let's make it real. Emily and Rob both start the same job. First day, same task, 0 instructions. Rob freezes. He waits for someone to explain what to do. Emily sketches a plan, asks the right questions, builds a rough version. 2 weeks later, she's leading the team. Dalio says, don't wait for the system to give you answers. Build a machine that helps you find them. In a world of change, copying isn't enough. Figuring things out is the new superpower. But Dalio didn't always get it right. In 1982, he bet against the US economy and lost everything. It was the most painful failure of his life, but it led to his most powerful insight. Pain plus reflection equals progress. He writes, if you don't look back at yourself and think, wow, how stupid I was a year ago, then you're not learning fast enough. Every mistake is data. Every reflection is insight. Every insight becomes a principle you can use for life. First principles thinking means breaking things down to the core. Don't just ask, how do I invest? Ask, why does money grow? What creates value? What drives risk and reward? Dalio teaches, go to the root cause, not just the first-level consequence. It's not what you know, it's what you're willing to understand. And this rule doesn't stop at business. In relationships, whether friendships, family, or love, the same thinking applies. Dalio built Bridgewater on radical transparency. Employees are encouraged to disagree, even with him, because he believes if you're not having conflicts, you're not pushing hard enough. Harmony is produced through disagreement, not avoiding it. Better thinking equals better relationships. Start asking, why did this conflict happen? What's the root of it? What can I learn? Now think about learning. You want to play guitar, you copy songs, you memorize tabs. But the breakthrough, it comes when you ask, what's the pattern behind the chords? What key is this in? Why does this sound good? Dalio writes, experience creates principles, and principles guide future decisions. Once you know why it works, you don't just follow instructions, you build your own. Dalio recommends building your own personal operating system, a written list of principles you live by. Not just what you do, but why you do it. What do you believe about money, conflict, growth, mistakes? Write it down, test it, improve it. He says, principles are fundamental truths that serve as the foundations for behavior. They can be applied again and again in similar situations. The more principles you develop, the more clearly you'll think, and the less you'll depend on anyone else. So how do you start? Here's a simple 4-step plan. When something hurts, pause. Ask, what's this teaching me? Ask why 5 times when solving a problem. Write down the principles that guided your best decisions. Reflect weekly. What worked? What didn't? What will you do differently? You don't have to memorize life. You just have to understand it. Here's the truth. You don't need a mentor. You don't need a diploma. You don't need a textbook. You need one thing: the ability to figure things out. Dalio says, "Don't let your learning end with knowledge. Let it begin with curiosity." If this spoke to you, like this video and comment your personal #1 principle below. I'll be reading them all. Let's grow together.